Jana Samulski is an internationally acclaimed communication expert who has trained thousands of working professionals in the United States. Yana combines the science of communication and the spirit of appearance into a cutting-edge system for getting what you want out of life, whether it's achieving a higher level of success in business, finding a soulmate, making friendships, or discovering inner peace and joy. Ladies and gentlemen, Jana Samulski.
Good afternoon. How is everybody? Great. Welcome. Why do certain people turn heads and attract attention? What is it about them? It's kind of like there's a spotlight following them. They're doing everything right. And guess what? They know, these people, they know exactly what they're doing. They've got the system down, and I am going to teach you and show you what the system is today. You see, people decide if they like you or not at hyperspeed. Yes, they do. And look around next to you. Take a look, audience members. Look at everybody. And just look around for a minute. Yeah. You've already made a decision or a judgment about even who you're sitting next to. Maybe you have decided who is extremely successful. Maybe you've secretly decided who is totally screwed up, who's sitting next to me. Maybe you've decided who's got really fantastic hair, and maybe you've decided who doesn't have great hair. But I just want to let you know that judgments, your judgments that you're making are taking place at 1/20th of a second. You know what? That is really fast. Originally, impressions and judgments used to be, there was a statistic, it was 4 to 7 seconds where you made either a good impression or a bad impression. And guess what? That statistic no longer applies in our world. You see, we all have the potential through our communication to be a potential media figure. We all have the ability to hide behind Twitter and Facebook. And guess what? With our communication, we are all very concerned about how we look. We spend way too much time thinking about money. And we're all secretly really worried about how much we weigh. But let me tell you what the good news is. Seriously, let me tell you what the good news is. You do not have to be genetically blessed with unbelievable looks like Angelina Jolie or Brad Pitt. You don't have to worry about that. What you're going to be able to do after learning the system today with communication, you're going to learn how to align your inner self with your outer self so that you can take control and become an effective communicator, a powerful communicator who is authentic and, most importantly, self-confident. So with that said, this is my passion, this is my life's work, and I can't wait to share it with you. So let's get started. All of a sudden, they post this position that a senior account executive position is now available. Oh my gosh, I decided to apply because you know what? I was so perfect for this position. This job was already mine. I could taste it, I could feel it, I could smell it. As a matter of fact, I already started charging on my credit card the brand new suits and shoes and handbags that I was totally gonna need for this brand new senior account executive position. Craig was my boss. And I look at him and he says, "How are you doing, Yana?" And I said, "I'm doing really good, thanks." And he said, "Yana, before you get started, I want to tell you one thing." And I'm like, "Yes, go ahead and say that I've gotten the position." And he said, "You have been passed up. I have chosen another candidate to fill the senior account executive position." And all of a sudden, my heart is sitting in my stomach. I get a shortness of breath. I'm thinking I'm going to pass out, but somehow I pulled it together. And I said, "What do you mean?" And he said, "Yana, your communication, how you communicate with others is inappropriate for our company culture. And how you are dressed is also not appropriate." And that's when I glanced down and I looked at my bright yellow cotton tight little dress. Then I noticed my black fishnet stockings and my 3.5-inch patent leather heels. I was just so upset. And I thought, you know what, I got to teach this Craig a lesson he's going to see. And on the spot, I raised my hand and I said, I quit. And I was going to show this company that I was better, and I was going to teach this Craig a lesson because I was quitting, and I marched right out of the door. And I walked out, and I never returned back to that company because I didn't get the position. Well, what I come to learn, because I quit that day, guess who had to go start knocking on doors looking for jobs? I did. And when I started doing that, I started noticing in my interviews how other people were dressed, how people were behaving, how people were communicating. That's when I took a hard, long look at myself, and I saw I missed out on an opportunity to be a senior account executive because of appearance, behavior, and communication. And that is the business that I've grown to love and become so empowered and passionate about, and that is what I'm here to teach you about today. Okay, so we've just gone over what the 4 areas of the body are and how those send messages. What we're going to do is I have asked Renee, our volunteer from the audience, to come in and show us how confidence is exuded from the feet area, and we are going to watch Renee's power entrance that she has practiced with me. All right? Ready?
Hi. How are you?
Good. Wow. Now that we've talked about the feet area, we're going to move it up to the hands. And remember, our hands show persuasion. This is very important, especially in communication. So A's, I want you to look at your B partners, and I want you to hold out your hands and show your partner what you see. Show those hands. Let's show that persuasion. So we're up to the second part of the body, and that is shoulders, and that is where your influence lives. So I just want to give you an example. There's a lot of people that we see in business who are kind of doing this. What I want to do is I want to show you what good posture means. Your ankles are right underneath your knees, which are lined up with your hips, hip distance. This is exactly what you need for hip distance. And then all you do is you roll your shoulders back and keep your arms by your side. What this does is the 10-10 rule. 10-10 rule with posture. You look 10 years younger and you look 10 pounds slimmer. That is the secret to posture.